presentaciones como que...
Bienvenidos a los estudios Lifted. Es increíble que esta vieja fábrica de aviones haya sido la sede durante 10 años de la saga más importante de todos los tiempos. ¿Qué mejor lugar que este para poner en marcha este especial dedicado a la última película de la serie, Harry Potter y las Reliquias de la Muerte?
These are dark times. The Ministry of Magic is about to fall.
I must be the one to kill Harry Potter.
It's not a moment like we've seen before.
They won't know which Harry Potter is the real one.
Dad had to pretend to be all of us.
Wow, we're identical.
I require your wand.
This guy is not just disrespecting me, but making it clear that he thinks I'm less than a vermin. There'll be nothing like this ever again.
It's been 10 years, so it's a long time.
Bizarre. You know, it's very, very strange that we've now come to the end of the series.
La última vez que los vimos, Harry, Ron y Hermione estaban asimilando la pérdida de su amado director y estaban despidiéndose del santuario de Hogwarts. Ahora, el intrépido trío debe huir del que no debe ser nombrado y tienen que encontrar la clave para poder derrotar al Señor Tenebroso. Mientras tanto, Voldemort se ha instalado en la mansión Malfoy.
It is Miss Burbage's belief that Muggles are not so different from us.
That was kind of one of the most exciting, kind of moments for me in the film because it's not a moment like we've seen before.
There's a scene at the beginning of the story in Malfoy Manor where he's very much the man in power, taking his time, enjoying his power. He's at the peak of his power, about to grasp victory and defeat Hogwarts and Harry Potter. So there's a sort of emperor-like, you know, chief executive man with everything at his disposal atmosphere going on.
We have infiltrated the ministry.
You have nothing to fear if you have nothing to hide.
Well, it's a bit like Churchill's war cabinet, but instead of Hitler, it's Voldemort who's coming over the horizon. He's infiltrated the ministry, everything's looking very favourable for Voldemort, and it's his moment. His time has just really come. It's a dramatic moment for the wizarding world.
That was my kind of reason to be intimidated.
As inspiring as I find your bloodlust, Bellatrix, I must be the one to kill Harry Potter.
It's really one of the more poignant things of the whole series, really. It's the first. It's one of the first times that Voldemort really rallies the troops to be as powerful as he possibly can be. There's a lot of uncertainty of what's happening in the evil world.
There's also a sort of a madman's, a crazy person's determination just to keep going and not give up. And rage, there's a deep rage in Voldemort against the world.
But for the movie, but for the Malfoys, it's enormously important. You know, I've been wanting Voldemort to give me the place at his right-hand side since he returned. You know, I lived for his return when he was in exile. It was my wildest dream that he would come back. When he does come back, he's not interested in me. He thinks I've been enjoying his absence too much, and I realised that there may not be a place for me in this new world that I've been dreaming of.
I mean, that does us no favours, really. My father is a shell of a man ever since coming from out of Azkaban. I don't know what happened to him in there. My mum is doing his best to play a host, and I'm being the sheepish child, rather awkwardly been interrupted by this great barrage of evil.
The family is so completely fractured that we all have different responses. You know, my wife is horrified that I should be humiliated like that. She owes loyalty, as we all do. We're all terrified of Voldemort. But on the other hand, it's our house, and I'm meant to be the man of the house, and this guy is not just disrespecting me, but making it clear that he thinks I'm less than a vermin. So we're confused. We don't know what to do.
My lord, I require your wand.
Voldemort planea atacar a Harry, pero Harry y sus amigos saben que se avecinan problemas y planean una trampa para confundir al Señor Tenebroso y a sus secuaces. Con una poción multijugos y un cambio de disfraces, se convierten en 7 Harrys.
I believe you're familiar with this particular brew.
No, absolutely not.
Told you to take it well.
The plan that Harry has is to create 7 Harrys, so they're all decoys, so that people who are trying to attack Harry will not have a clue which one is the real one.
Wow, we're identical.
Voldemort is trying to kill Harry, and in order to protect him, we all disguise ourselves as him to confuse Voldemort, so he doesn't know which one of the Harrys is the real Harry. It's kind of a funny scene, because obviously Dan had to pretend to be all of us, so it was kind of crazy.
The biggest challenge really is the 7 Potters chase. That's the most amount of work. It involves initially duplicating 7 Harrys, then we have a massive chase involving CG creatures, broom flying, digital motorbikes, digi-doubles. Each actor has a digital double so that when we can't film them, there's a CG character who's going to do the same performance.
Action.
A bit more sporty, eh? So Dan had to play all those parts, and I think he revelled in it. The opportunity to play Emma was something that he couldn't avoid. You know, was just I think a real.
This film has a lot of different transformations and lots of different disguises, and it is quite confusing, but it makes it really good fun.
So basically he was doing all the work.
He was doing all the work, and we were just sat watching, basically.
I kept going outside in between takes and getting my mate to do me up again so I could keep trying to undo it. Eventually I did get it one-handed. I was very, very pleased. I'm hoping that's the one they used rather than one where I struggled for 5 minutes with both hands, because that wouldn't make me look so smooth, possibly.
Esta secuencia muestra un despliegue aéreo impresionante, donde los buenos trepan a sus escobas para escapar a los malos. Durante todos estos años, los productores mantuvieron bajo 7 llaves el secreto del arte de volar en escoba. Eso hasta que llegamos nosotros.
They have to be safe, they have to go onto effects rigs, they also have to be light for the prop ones, so there's a lot of requirements. This is Harry's broom, it's the fastest broom you can get.
How about Mad Eye Moody's Harley broom?
This is great because it's a great reinvention of how to really ride on a broom. So obviously all the guys, normally when you ride a normal broom, you're leant forward and hanging on to the handle. This one, he puts his feet forward into the stirrups and he steers with the 2 handles on the side, and he has, well, I think he always thought he could drink a cup of coffee while flying it.
We are finally going to experience how to ride a broom. Any tips? Any advice? Does it hurt?
I'll tell you what I've told all the girls. If you're a girl, you'll be absolutely fine. There's nothing I can tell you. Just hold on. That'll be fine. For lads, it's slightly different because you need to move stuff out of the way. But no, for a girl, you'll be absolutely fine.
Estoy volando, no lo puedo creer. Siempre lo quise hacer, pero no se vayan porque cuando regresemos tenemos la primera boda en Harry Potter.